Well, he'll disappear.
That's what we're hoping for. He'll disappear. They're so excited. He's gonna fade away to his own kind of. I mean, the Trump administration. This reminds me of this real bad pay-for programming TV that you watch that comes on between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning on channel 11. That's what Trump reminds me of, and it's you fell for that stuff. You fell for that cheap stuff they sell in the middle of the night on QVC.
I mean, when you feel like every time you get into a conversation with somebody, they're labeling you a racist, and this guy is telling you anything other than that.
Yeah,
it's oh yeah, we good. Yeah, I'm buying anything you're selling. Then
yeah. So I want to jump into this article real quick.
That was an interesting cut, dude. That was perfect. As soon as you said the virus, he cut to that shit. That shit was so perfect. Oh shit.
So pretty much, so Mike Pence just made his lie. He lied. He lies all the time too. He lied. He said that Operation Warp Speed pretty much had a huge hand in this big remarkable thing that might be happening, and then he went on vacation. But that's not the truth. It's a shitty version of the truth.
Look at how you spell Pfizer. That screams German to me.
So pretty much, what happened is that they received the money from the German government through a partner, because these are multinational companies. They're outside the boundaries of government, so they can get the money for anywhere they want at this point. So Mike Pence pretty much said that our government's responsible for it, but it's not really true. We are responsible for buying a whole bunch of it when it gets developed, but we weren't responsible for actually paying for the actual development of it, which is kind of interesting. So this was happening here pretty much with the vaccine. It's a really good article that talks about what actually is happening with Operation Warp Speed.
What it reminds me of? It reminds me of when I used to do class projects with all the kids that made fun of me because I was a nerd. Yeah. And then everybody would put their name on the page, but it was me doing all the work.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like to me.
Yeah. So Phil can drop this clip real quick, because it's the Warp Speed, and you also have this antibody treatment.
And hospitalizations. There's some positive news in the search for treatments.
Eli Lilly has been granted an emergency use authorization for its monoclonal antibody therapy, similar to the drug by Regeneron used to treat President Trump. Dr. Frank George joins us now.
Regeneron.
Frank?
Yeah, Kim and Devin. So I'll get to that in a second, but I want to start with something kind of interesting. So never mind the advanced technology that went into producing artificial antibodies against a new virus. What actually has Twitter going was its tongue twister of a name. It's spelled BAMLANIVIMAB, and that's pronounced.
So Phil can pause it real quick.
3,000 doses are on their way to treat people right here in Michigan.
Eli Lilly's monoclonal antibody treatment for COVID-19 has been granted an FDA emergency use authorization for treating mild to moderate COVID-19 in non-hospitalized high-risk COVID-19 patients. This decision was based on a study of the drug.
So pretty much in Michigan,
that found it could
even though you see this thing right here, 3,000 doses are being sent out to Michigan. They just got almost 6,000 new cases of the coronavirus in Michigan. So they got a little bit of these 3,000. It's not enough for they can't give it to everybody. They have to pretty much pick and choose who's getting these treatments. So even though you hear all this different stuff about all the vaccine, about the antibodies, all these remarkable new treatments are happening, you have to keep in mind that it's only going to high-risk people at first. So this is going to be that for not just for a few months, but maybe for a couple of years.
If they have other specific risk factors. Bamlanivimab is an artificially produced antibody that neutralizes the spike protein on the SARS-CoV-2 virus. It's given as a single dose through an IV. The most significant potential side effect is an allergic reaction, which can be severe. As part of Operation Warp Speed, doses of the drug have already been purchased by the U.S. government and will be distributed at no cost to patients.
Now, this treatment is being given under an emergency use authorization based on an early analysis of a phase 2 trial, meaning Full approval will still require significant additional study. Nonetheless, Lilly is ramping up production and more doses will be coming in 2021 as well.
I'm still thinking about Bam Bam Leave a Lamb. What a name for that. You said it perfectly, but what a tongue twister. But I want to ask you seriously before you go. Given that the drug is only approved for high-risk individuals with specific conditions, how important do you really think it will be?
Well, so it is true that people who would qualify for the drug are actually fairly precise. But if it works as hoped, it will probably prove very useful by actually helping keep those high-risk patients from getting worse and ending up in the hospital, especially at a time when hospital beds will frankly be filling up.
Yeah, as we see the numbers climb. Okay, Dr. McGeorge, thank you.
So the situation seems to be so horrible that we need to get some antibodies to keep other sick people out the hospital. So
did they get the antibodies from Trump?
The Superman, he's immune to it, you know. I can't believe this man looked into the sun in a solar eclipse. So
everybody knows not to do that shit. Everybody knows.
If no one saw that as a sign of how he's going to deal with a pandemic, I don't know what, you know, like, so.
I don't even think people made that connection. But when you actually stop and you think about it, it's like, wow, he really is the opposite of intelligent.
Oh yeah, Drew's making fun of the anchor who's trying to say the name of the new drug. The whole thing about stock in. So I see people on Facebook trying to sound rich. I'm gonna buy stock in Pfizer now. Good luck with that. So
see, all the people who would get rich from it bought it before the announcement.
They bought it. They probably they bought it in like November, yo. So, you know, it was smart. Evil people, you know, I mean smart, rich people, you know, I don't know, like, so people were buying stuff up. We had politicians noted were buying stuff in March and February. That is on the record. That's reported that, you know, Republican people, like different like business people who were like buying stuff up, selling stuff in March and pretty much through February, March, and April. You know, I think more of that's going to come out too. That people who knew ahead of time, you know. But you have different degrees of it. We can't just pen on that on the Republicans. You have this weird thing that happened with Dr. Fauci and Kim Kardashian with a whole bunch of celebrities having like an exclusive phone call with Dr. Fauci, which is really unsettling on itself as well. I don't care how liberal you think you are. Like, it's just, that's strange. So how do they have exclusive access to Dr. Fauci and we're like here wondering we're going to die in my house, you know, like in the wintertime. So inequalities on both sides in a lot of ways. So I don't know if people saw that story about Dr. Fauci, you know, exclusive Kim Kardashian call. Yeah,
that was, but again, I mean, do you expect anything like different though? Like what about that story is surprising to you?
That over 230,000 people are dead. Yeah, it was still like proceeding with this facade of like exclusivity and stuff like that. Like right. This is a community problem. This is not like just a problem like you get sick and that's it. A pandemic means that if we don't all deal with it, we're all going to get fucked up. So it's like, it feels like we're still maintaining this kind of selfish, individualistic ideas of like what we should maintain.
But we covered this this like 4 or 5 weeks ago when we talked about the fact that the United States wanted to secure more than its fair share of, you know, the virus. If the virus is if the vaccine has been proven to be effective, they wanted to secure such a large amount of it. But it's like, you're only as strong as your weakest link if you're on planet Earth. It is a global pandemic, not an intra-country epidemic. So if you snatch up all of the vaccine and then you have it in your country, well, guess what? Anybody traveling into your country can reintroduce it back into the population. You need to make sure everybody has access to it instead of trying to go with this weird ass, oh, we're exclusive, we're so important, go USA, we're number one. Well, without taking care of the people who are in the poor countries, you're going to end up with the you're going to end up right back where we started. And then we might, the next vaccine they make may not even be as effective because the last one wasn't as effective as it could be.
Yeah, because it's still early stages, and this whole like kind of thing that people are making this whole it moved on. I don't think it's ever going to move on. But people made the conspiracy that there was like a Biden conspiracy for like Pfizer to like come up with that. I think it was actually the scientists who are just like respecting like they don't want to look stupid, so like they
got to go through the trials.
Yeah, I don't think it was because of Trump or Biden or whatever, because the Seoul Operation Warp Speed actually gave these companies money already to buy the vaccine. So I don't think it was the political there. I think it was just scientists just working through the clock, and then the happenstance that comes out now, and it feels like good news with Biden win. So, but it's also good news around the world as well, not just here. So,
yeah, I mean, do you really think these scientists give a fuck who's in the White House? They don't care.
Yeah, why do you think Dr. Fauci's standing there just like grunting, just grinding his teeth, working through it with Trump? He's like,
he's like, yo, I didn't take on this job to fight political battles. I took on this job to, fight against threats to the country that are much smaller than, some military force from another country, viruses and other biological threats. So.
Yeah, so if Phil can drop this next clip about Michigan, which is crazy, these numbers everywhere. I just feel like Phil can drop this clip.
Okay, Governor, the next question will come from Riley Bergen with Rage Magazine.
Governor, so cases are obviously skyrocketing.
Oh, that audio is terrible. So pretty much this press conference is about the numbers in Michigan are going up. You can see, like we just played the last clip that they're being given this trial, antibody trial, pretty much because of the numbers is going that wild in Michigan.
84 deaths.
Wish the audio was a little better. I mean, that's how
I can still make it out though.
Yeah, she's talking to a mask. That's how careful she is. So,
and we are seeing our hospitals start to fill up. We are working very closely with our local departments of public health and the administrators of our hospital systems. I'm doing outreach with our legislature. I would love to have partnership where we can take the politics out of this moment and do everything we can to save lives here in Michigan and mitigate the harm that we're feeling economically. All of that is important. And in terms of what a possible next steps will look like, I am having ongoing regular conversations with the Department of Health and Human Services. Is the epidemic powers that are vested in the director that are the source of our ability to make statewide policy at this juncture with the confusing state Supreme Court decision that came out. We still have a mask mandate. We still have limitations on gatherings. But as we get ready for the holidays, every one of us is going to have a plan and think long and hard about how we keep our families
people getting the Rona for presents.
I know it's hard. No one loves Thanksgiving more than I do. And I love to host and have the whole family come together. We're not going to do it this year because it's just too dangerous. And it's hard. And this has been a long, tough year for a lot of us, for most of us. Probably for every single one of us, actually.
Especially for her. Yeah, we got kidnapped by crazy people.
I'm saying,
like,
in my head.
She's casually talking about it, like,
one another and trying to stay close to our families in lieu of those big holiday gatherings is really going to be important for all of us.
And it's insane. The reason why they were on the kidnappers is how she's managing it. She's trying to manage the situation. You're trying to like kidnap her because you want to open the gym, whatever weird thing they had a problem with.
I mean, when you go to prison, they got weights. They got weights in the yard.
Yeah, someone's pocket you could be holding. That's a weight too. So, sorry. But like these people. You see, like this, I wanted to show that clip about Michigan. Like Michigan is a situation now, the numbers going up, and like they have a governor who's like,
I really do hate you,
pretty competent, and like these weird men wanted to like they're trained really hard. There's scary training videos of them like jumping out cars and shooting targets and all kinds of stuff. And in order to like disrupt the job that she's trying to do. So I don't think Trump losing is going to stop that weirdness from continuing. But I just want to show the Michigan situation here on Black Power Magic Hour, just to give context to the whole country right now. Everyone's kind of worried that the number's going to go up, and everyone's kind of gearing up for it on some like Jon Snow getting the wall ready for the White Walkers type of vibe. It feels like.
It definitely feels like that.
So, Josh said that they wanted to kidnap the governor. I need a haircut.
Yeah. So, Supercut. I heard they're terrible, but at least it's a haircut.
You go to Supercuts for your haircut?
I mean, I don't know where Josh Wilson lives, but
so that's the virus segment. Check us on Facebook, Twitter. We're on YouTube, on act.tv, has over 40,000 subscribers. And then check on Dr. Virginius on Twitch and Facebook. He live streams out there. And now it's the virus.